everyone, welcome back to another video. Good news. We got the replacement in. So I'm not gonna do an unboxing necessarily, but we'll get it tore down to where we can see it to where the other one was basically. I'll hurry and get that done. All right, so we're gonna go over it before we pull anything. Straps look good. That's what ripped on the other one. This came off, that came off, and just bent, broke everything. But let's see. Everything looks really good on this one. No damage. So that's awesome. Well, that's a little exhausting. I'm just out of shape. So it's really easy to unbox. Takes 3 minutes, twice now. So the other machine came in, it was damaged. You can see my other video. Not Poolin's fault. The strap broke and it must have just crashed inside the box, which is weird because there's really no damage inside the box, but it's there. So I wrote, that was a week ago Monday, I wrote to them, Messenger, and then, because they have good aftermarket support and the Facebook group, and they start a Messenger group for you to help you. So I wrote them, they got on it instantly, although I was expecting it to happen at night because of the different hours, but within a day or two, they had a new machine coming to swap for the old one. So I got it today, which is Monday, 1 week later. And I did buy mine off Amazon, but I didn't even talk to Amazon. I strictly dealt with the people on, Jody, on the Facebook group, and got the new machine here. So pretty excited. Now, let's get this thing together. So just a quick overview from, if you didn't go watch my first video on this before, we did go through this black bag, cord, some bolts and screws for the machine and the legs, tools, USB, needles, I think that's for the thread. So you got all these nice little tools. You have a foot pedal with it. You have the hat, the cap stuff, and then cutaway, bobbin, thread, and a couple colors. Oh, and then of course you got your hoops. All right, so we're gonna put the stand together. You have the package with the brackets. Then in your black bag, you have screws. So you have that screw bag. And then you want to grab your Allen wrenches. Now, in the video I watched, and I could be confused, maybe I'm not seeing something, I don't know. The video, they say, they get it put together and they say use the 5mm to tighten some of the stuff, then use the 4mm. Well, these are all 4mm, so there's no 5mm. And then on top here are some holes. You'll see it has some Phillips screws that go in with the beveled head, and there's no screws with beveled head. So I don't know if they've switched some things since they made the videos. I'm gonna try to put it together the way I think it goes, because in this other little kit, those are too small, and I'm assuming this goes for something else. So these are all 4mm, not 5. Poolin says 5 and then 4. But go ahead and get those unwrapped. Little pro tip, and no, I'm not a pro. This is my first embroidery. Actually, I have a Melco. I've never used it. I'd like to learn how. It's old. But in experience, life experiences, I went ahead and adjusted these out. So you loosen this nut, and then I loosen these out. So when you're putting this thing together, it's not rolling all over the place. It makes it a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and get some of this stuff ready. You can take your bag of screws. Now this is just for me doing cars, and it's kind of a habit, but you take the screw, you put the lock washer on, which is the small one. Put that on first. Then you take the bigger washer, and I hope you can see these in the video good. There's kind of a beveled and a flat side down. That's the side you want to touch the metal, but you put those on. So let's see. See that? Little one, big one. Now, the cross members have two sizes, short and long. The short ones go on the bottom. I'm gonna have 2 screws ready. Maybe. And then what I like to do also with stuff is, let me sit these down. Get the Allen wrench. I like to have them in ready to tighten. So, bottom. I'll go ahead and lean up against this wall, and that way it's straight and I'm not fighting it falling down at an angle. And by having the screw on this, just makes life easier. Don't tighten them down tight. You want them loose so you can adjust everything later. Make sure it's all square. So we'll get one more ready. Get the other one ready. Make sure the frames are going the correct way. Okay, and then I'll bring this in closer so we can get a better look. All right, so the other short one, there. The long one, here. And then the other long one on the back. And then this is the left side, so let's say this is the front. I believe, and I'll look, but I believe this one goes right here. So, should be looking like that. Okay. So there is not enough washers for these. There's, I don't even know how many. 16 plus some extra, not enough washers, either of the washer. There's only 12 of the crush and 12 regular washers. I counted the other machine that I got and it was also 12. So these are short washers. I mean, that's 2 that have been short. I'll either put something on the screen. If you want to go to a local hardware store, I'll give you the size washer and crush washer you need, or you can just take them over there and say, hey, I need 4 more of these, because you'll need 4 more. So anyway, let's just hurry and get these put on. I have some extra. Actually, what we're gonna do is we will speed it up, but I'll show you real quick where man, those are small things go. So, like I said, this is the only other screws I see, and those are 2. They go to this. Like, there's no other. I don't see any screws, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is the front. So they said the left side, and it looked like it was towards the back. So I'm guessing. There's one. These are cut the same way. So basically, and honestly, these should have washers too, because these sockets like this, or these Allens, their head's not big enough to go through. So I would honestly get some washers for those. The same size washers as what's going on the rest of the machine. And I hope this doesn't interfere. I'm not gonna put the lock washer on them because I don't care that much. But I'm hoping that doesn't interfere. I'll reach out to them and see what the deal is with the washers and the screws, and see if they've changed things up. I haven't seen anything saying that they have or haven't. So anyway, I'll do a quick video, finish tightening everything up. All right, so there's a stand, pretty easy. Like I said, so there's 20 screws, 12 of the crush or lock washer, and 12 of the regular washers. I didn't see the screws that they put here, so I threw these down. I used 3 of the washers here. I went and got some, I took the 2 washers that were short on to the store and got them so that every single one has a washer. Otherwise you're having 4. No, take that back. If you don't put washers on there, then you'd have 4 missing. But once you take the 3 there, you have 3 missing washers and no, yeah, just, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh no, there would be 0 washers back here because you ran out up here. Duh. So, sorry, my math sucks. Anyway, we got this together. So here's the holes. I did the back left side. Now, I'm gonna have to run home and get a level. I may not show this. You can have some help or get a level. I would level this out, stick a level here, stick a level across. You have to make sure that, see these? You have to make sure those are down. Otherwise, you can't crank on it. Then what you do is you adjust the feet until this thing sits perfectly level. I would have it level. That would drive me nuts. If not, I don't know if it ruins, if the machine, you just, everything we do, lasers, everything, level it. Once you get it level, then you tighten those in place with a wrench. On these guys, don't freaking crank those and break them. Get them snug. You don't have to sit there and if you snap when you're screwed, some people just go overboard with it. Let me grab something real quick. Pro tip, probably doesn't need to be done on this. If you were super paranoid about these moving out or getting loose, take a Sharpie. I have a pen, it won't work. Make a line. And then you would run the Sharpie across here. You could do that on all of them if you wanted. And if you ever saw that it was out of line, you know, they're backing out. But yeah, I wouldn't torque these too hard. Let's come over here to the machine. And I'll probably need help lifting this. I think the whole package was $260. I think this is $150 or $190. I don't remember. So, everything looks good on this machine. I already looked. Nice. Here's the hat cap. I think that's what that's for, is the cap thing. So we will, I hope those are sharp enough. Cut that. Pull that through. Pull that through. See, these were screwed, oops, sorry, these were screwed down in the other one. The screws didn't go all the way down. So there's just some staples. But we'll pull these off. There's 4 of those. And then you will see the machine will be able to move. All right, I popped those off anyway, just on the one side to kind of move it. And then got it up on the thing. I suggest 2 people do it. It's a little heavy. No one's here, so I did it myself. But interesting. Anyway, on the next video, you can see how uneven it is. So I haven't adjusted it yet. I'm actually going to adjust it up here because I think those legs are adjustable also. But I just like having things squared up. Next video, we will hook. Yeah, that shouldn't matter. So those screws should be there. We'll get everything hooked up, string or the thread pulled through. I did buy this 100 color, so I'll find some stuff I want to do. Maybe colors we're going to use more and then run it up. I basically want to do patches with this. Man, it's so small. It's cool. Just so small. Looks good though. So I just want to run patches. I may eventually run hats. I have my own hats, so US2A Apparel hats. You'll be seeing more of that stuff. There's, you know, the 112 style, and then the waterproof polyester ones, the laser cut ones. So I'd like to try to have those nice, affordable for people like you to not have to spend all that tons of extra money and, you know, have good, decent hats. So we'll be loading up. Let's actually see. Kind of check them out real quick. So there's the gray. And then I'm gonna call this like a steel color. Then we have the black. I can't get to the other one. A little dirty. But the black. And let me show you something. So they got the thing in there. But I'm gonna do a different label on the next one. Anyway, I'm rambling. Stay tuned because this is unboxing number 2 and assembly. And next video, we'll try to go through as much as I can to show you how things work. Although I don't know, so I'm gonna need your help on these too, what I'm doing wrong, because from here on out, no pro tips. See you on the next video.